All right, how's it going? I think it's like my third time actually trying to get all my stuff together for us, what I'm looking at within this trade. And the trade is practically Disney. First of all, let me introduce myself pretty much. My name is Hello US Trading. I also go by BYC and BYC Trades. Practically what I have been going back and forth with, I've been seeing this trade in Walt Disney. And for those who don't know, Disney has been going through a situation on the charts, I guess you would say. And as you can see, Disney has been falling pretty nice. Matter of fact, let's go to the daily. And to be honest with you, I kind of had already talked about all this stuff, but I can do like a quick review. But I want to most definitely really get into the trade itself in general and move this out the way because that's the pattern that happened today. All right, so pretty much just to do a quick summary on this trade, the purple line is most definitely where I'm looking forward to buying at, and the purple line sets at 81.19 to 79.08. 79.08 will actually be my exit point if the trade actually go back on me, and I'm interested in actually buying calls once price hit this location. The second location in the yellow area will be 84.36, which will be my entry price potentially, and my exit price will be $84.04. With the closeness of this particular price with them and stuff in general, I probably would just try to get in at $84.04. Now, secondly, the first price I mentioned, 81.19, 79.08, I'm actually interested in buying shares and actually buying call options. So that trade will pretty much be extremely heavy if I'm granted that opportunity. And the very last position will be the very last price of entry will be, which is going to be the gold, which is $87. I will pretty much go ahead and round this up, $87 to $88.13. So $88.13 will pretty much will be my area watch or potential entry, and my exit if the trade goes to the downside will be $87. That's when I will actually get out. I'll just take that as a loss. So now that's out of the way. Let's go to let's go to the hourly real quick. And I also got notes too to pretty much keep me on task. So y'all pretty much forgive me if I kind of drift off a little bit. Let's go to the 5 minute because that's when things happen. I talked about this trade yesterday, so if you guys want to get a little more understanding for my technical analysis, check out that trade, and I'll most definitely tag it below with this video in general itself. So another thing too, what I think is one of the most important things for understanding, I want to go to this article that Disney actually released it, and this is the trade today I'm going to talk about. Once I go over these couple things that's going on. So this lady right here is named Christine M. McCarthy. I'm quite sure I'm going to mispronounce some names in here, but she's actually stepping down from Disney, and her operation in Disney was actually the chief financial officer. And if I'm not mistaken, she's been there for 8 years, as you can see here highlighted. She's been there 8 years as Disney's chief financial officer. She helped stabilize the company during the pandemic. So also she's been there for a while, and she has a nice reputation for herself. Within this article too, written by Brooks Barnes, it was said that she's right here at the bottom. Miss Eager, they also call her Miss Carthy, one of the most admired financial executives in America, and said her impact on Disney could not be overstated. So this phenomenal lady here, she's supposed to be taking some medical leave. I'm not sure what her conditions is, or she's tired of the company. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but she's stepping down. Now, with that being said, anytime some type of news or things of that nature actually hit a company, it affects them within a positive or negative way. I can't say what has happened since then from there, but I noticed that Disney is headed to a nice downside. I can't say exactly what it is, but my job as a trader is to practically capitalize off this opportunity. So what I've done myself, um, this is my trade, Walt Disney put option trade, Hello US Trading, and we're going to the downside. So with that being said, I have a couple notes I want to talk about. Yesterday I talked about early morning trading and pressure. So Disney actually had started off at a nice level. Disney broke out the market and pre-market lows of 985. So this first check right here, let me check this out. Disney broke at the market and pre-market lows of 985. Early morning, Disney held a nice level at 90. This level right here, 9085. The early morning pressure. A lot of people, felt as if it had caught support, it was going to pretty much run up. I even had put this trade off into a Discord, and one individual had already took a position on it going long. And I asked him like, "Yo, why did you take that trade so early?" He was like, "Man, it's like at a 5 year low." I think I could screenshot and put it here too as well. I may have to do that on YouTube. But he said, "Well, it's at an extreme low area, so I just want to just go ahead and get into it because I don't want to miss out on trade." But for me myself personally, I feel as if like it's falling, um, and none of these areas had any forms of that showed a form of significant support to better withstand the downsides that it was actually going to do. So, long story short, it ended up breaking. And like I said, I talked about the morning pressure. Like you see these lows here, they held, but at the same time, this is pre-market. The volume in aftermarket and pre-market is totally different from um, during hours trading. It's totally different. As you can see, it shot to the downside extremely heavy, and it opened here. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of going back and forth. Um, we shot down here, and from 9016, it jumped up, came back down, and from here, it shot up. It did a nice range. We pretty much ranged at 9074, tapped 9074, came back down. And what was kind of familiar or peculiar, I guess you would say, it created a let me go get my thing real quick. It created a falling wedge. It created this pattern right here. Let me zoom in some more so you guys can check it out. It created a falling wedge. If I can find it, where is that now? Okay, long story short, it did this. I got it on the thing though. It created a falling wedge. This pattern right here, this is what it created. It shot down real tough. It broke the level of 9080 due to the during hours trading, which the amount of selling is going on is crazy. Broke down through it, and then it ranged. Hit the bottom, hit the top, and it's just pretty much been doing that. It's been falling. So as it did the exact same thing, just as the photo that I just showed you, came down, went up, came down, and then what happened was it didn't give like a severe high like it did in this area here. It actually just started ranging lower and lower, lower and lower, until, as you can see, this area right here, I think that's what 89.75. It started to show a form of support. And the reason why I said it is because of this. After the falling pennant, I mean the falling wedge established itself, you can see how this area here, this high, is lower than every high started to get a little lower. You can just see pretty much support start to come in. It wasn't no more extreme lows. It wasn't falling anymore. It caught support of this area, and it has never revisited into this area until here. Right when it hit this area here, and as you can see in this wedge, this falling wedge that developed, it broke out of this wedge right here, out of this candle right here. But once that happened, it came back down. Once it broken out of the established wedge. What this right here did, let me clone this. What this particular candle right here did, it gave a reference point for the new trend line, which is this one right here. This trend line was not developed until this candle right here broken. Well, this moment here broken out. It hit here and it shot back down. Now, one of the most amazing things too is this. I've been noticing this a lot in trading. When something break a trend line from to breakthrough from the high side, it comes back and retests the high, which establishes the new low for the new trend, which is still within the falling wedge pattern. But as you can see, still this candle here is pretty much close and extremely confluent with this candle right here. And from that point, it came up, hit this here, came up. This was the reversal candle. Came up, broken out of the new falling wedge highs, broken out of the new trend line, the third touch. Once the third touch hit, as you can see, it has now established a new consolidation area. And I'm not sure where we at now. This is actually ours right now. This is what's going on right now. It's not hitting on this white line here no more, which is 89.75. it's practically ranging from 90.16 and 89.87. Now, do I think this is going to continue to go to the upside? I can't really say, but it's very interesting. And one thing I would say about this trade is I think I called this trade phenomenal. I think I did an excellent. I did extremely well. I also waited. I was very patient with this particular trade, but it don't move fast enough for me. That's what I don't like. So with that being said, with a trade like this, you can trade extremely heavy, and I think it does minimize your risk with a trade like this. But you have to watch it too long, and I'm not really interested in that. But for as my skill set, that may be something I need to do. Um, Let me go back to my notes real quick. We talked about the falling wedge. Okay, another thing too. Power counter after drop. Okay, this was the power count after the drop. I should have just stayed on my notes. After this power counter after the drop, this would have most definitely had been, well, right here would have been a nice entry point. After the drop, you see the confirmation that buyers are stepping in. After this, then you see the confirmation. As this counter was developing, this is the time to get into the trade. Now, with that being said, you would get out to, once you see this wick, you would get out. And another thing too, I monitor this channel and this pattern, this falling wedge. I monitored it on the 5 minute and the 1 minute. That's what I did. So I was pretty much going back and forth from those time frames to get a good reading for an entry point. I will go back and forth from the 1 minute and the 5 minute. I know a lot of people pretty much trade on the 2 minute, which I totally understand. And you also can see the same pattern right here too as well. You see the fall, the go up, and then as you can see it here at the top, and it fell all the way down. It wasn't even a major fall at all, period. So another thing too, my previous calculations, I'm still waiting on a break at 89.40. That's practically what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a break at 89.40. As you can see too, it's still ranging. It's not even hitting high up here no more. It's not even hitting high up in no more at all, period. So that's practically that being said, I'll say broken at the level 96 into the downside. It did that. Power count out the drop. We talked about that. Channel one to the channel on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. That's what I talked about for us. What I monitored it on. Talked about that. Indicator rate of change, ADL and RSI. Okay, we can talk about that. So another thing too, advanced decline line, rate of change, and RSI, relative strength index. Okay, cool. So this may be a little confusing because it's kind of hard to see. As you can see, the advanced decline line is going down. This is pretty much simple, and it matches this right here as well. Rate of change, as you can see here, this is what we was pretty much trading. This area here, it came down, went up, went back down. That pretty much is going to match. It's going to match these counters right here on the 1 minute. On 1 minute, you can see the reference of the advanced decline line. Also, the rate of change came down, went up, and then came down. You can see it right here. This mountain right here. Can't get it. This mountain right here. Snap. Let me see. I'm trying to grab it. Well, pretty much this mountain right here matches this mountain right here, bro. Same thing right here. Those two mountain matches, and you can see it pretty much fell down. This rate of change. The advanced decline line went down. Also, as you can see here on the RSI, it most definitely went overextended in this area here, oversold. And then two, it just fell. It was a good buy to go up on the upside. Um, then with that being said, we actually trying to move back up, but I don't think I'm going to mess with this no more because I don't like how it moves. It just moves too slow. I don't want to really trade nothing that. Most definitely if I'm scalping. Now, if I'm just buying shares on the low end, that's cool. I can deal with that. But right now, I'm trying to get in, scalp, get out. From there, those are the indicators I practically use. I use times and sales too. I did use that. I did watch this a little bit, but I didn't watch it too strong. Um, what else we got going on? Indicator, okay, reverse counter. We talk about the reverse counter. and break up the 1 and the 5 minute trend line. Okay, cool. That's another thing. Let me make sure I clear that up. Like I say, even though I monitored this pattern, this falling wedge on the 1 and 5 minute, I also make sure that when this was broken, let me take these indicators out real quick. I also made sure that when the trend was broken, this trend, this falling wedge pattern, it was broken on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. That's what I made sure of before I did anything or even, consider. I did take a trade and I took a trade in the sim account. I didn't take an actual trade because my actual trade, I'm looking for a call option to the upside once it goes to the extreme lows, and I talked about that in the beginning of the video. Where are we at now? And that's practically it. Also talked about the retest. Once the falling wedge, or I guess you say the channel was broken, it went for a retest, which was this right here. It broken out of here. The breakout candle broke out, hit the top, established a new trend line from the previous extreme high, and it actually fell back down, retest to the very first falling wedge highs. And it pretty much broke out again, and we pretty much been consolidating. That's all we've been doing. So as of now, if I would want to take calls out of here, I will most definitely look forward to take a, let me zoom in some. I would take a trade right here. And it's pretty much for tomorrow, potentially. I would take a trade right here. Make sure I make this a whole other color. Let's make this color. And then let's make this thick, real thick. 4. Okay, I'm gonna clone this. So if you want to take a trade on this potentially tomorrow, today, if this level is respected, you can most definitely take this trade here tomorrow. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. You can pretty much take this trade here tomorrow. If this level is respected, and if it maintains its highs and it maintains the um, tomorrow for us, it levels, and even if it drops tomorrow, that's cool. But if it touches this potentially could be a nice trade. And we got 89.80 to 89.76. When it comes here, wait to see what's going to happen. Wait for a reversal candle along with a power candle. Potentially, you can get in on the third candle, and for its confirmation that it's going to the upside. That's it. I know this has been a long video, man, but I had to get it in. I'll be blessed. Take care. Any questions, leave it down below. Check out the YouTube channel. This video most definitely will be there. See y'all in the next trade. Take care.